Now then, and welcome back to another episode of Stoneblock 2, playing some more Thaumcraft 6. Getting into Infusion today. There is so much new stuff to learn in this. It all seems very familiar, like this sort of stuff. It all looks like the sort of stuff that we had in previous versions of Thaumcraft. It all fairly feels very similar. It's not been modified a vast amount, but then in other ways it's been modified a vast amount. I've got a few quests to do in this mod pack, and the infusion of all of these things is going to be something I want to get done. The infusion of this the blank advanced focus needs to be done. I still need to make a bucket of liquid death, and there's a lamp of growth that needs to be infused, and possibly some other little things. So I've been just getting on with doing stuff. The majority of the things that I wanted to do was get this roof set up. So what we've got here, we've got these Viz banks or batteries, Viz batteries. I had one down here at last episode. I've now made a ceiling full of them. I've got Viz batteries all over the place and hanging from aluminium fences, just because I thought it would look a bit cooler, are every single type of essence or essentia in jars. So there are 31 essentias outside of the primary. Outside of the primary. The primary you've got air, earth, water, fire. The four cardinal directions of elementals. Then you've got Peditio and Ordo, which are basically order and entropy. On top of that then, the next level kind of uses some of this, or two combined would be the next stage up. At least that's used to be the case. Now it seems that they're all just kind of bundled in at the next stage. You don't need to research it in the same way, so it's not really so necessary. But anyway, there are 31 of those outside the edge, and there are 32 spaces. If I do 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, so we've got 8 on each side, 8 and 8, 16, 16, 16, 32. That means that one space is missing. That's the 31 different essentia. I've been through the list, I've checked it all out, I've made sure, I've checked the list, I've checked it twice, I've found out who's naughty and who's nice and so on, and I've put them all in the order that I want to keep them so I can remember them. And any extras that I've got along the way have been put on the back there, because when you're breaking down things, sometimes essentia that you don't want comes out, and rather than wasting it, I've put the extra jars at the back there. And now, what else have I done? Oh yeah, we upgraded this to Thaumium, which means that it's a bit more effective and less flux gets built up. And we've got this auxiliary venting port, which was one of the quests, which then takes flux out of there and vents it as steam, which makes it also less likely to do the flux. And the flux level has come down to 187, but I do only have 14 left available in the area. Oh my days. I went off to a different area to make the workbench charger so that I could use more available essentia or Viz. The other biomes close by, the other chunks, summon all of the energies into it, and so that then gives me more available. I think this area next door is also slightly high on the flux. Yeah. And down here, we've got a fair amount of flux over here as well. And all the way through here, we just keep the flux going. The flux is spread. And it's like at 100 over here. So I'm able to do some crafting in different places. I'll just bring the workbench across. But it does mean that the flux has gone all over the place. And I haven't been able to open up a rift yet. Yes, people in the comments, thank you very much for your help. I've also checked the Wikipedia and all that kind of stuff, and the flux build-up should form a rift somewhere at the highest point on land. Now, in Stoneblock 2, the highest point on land doesn't really exist because we're inside stone. So I don't know if I need to carve out a little place up there somewhere to open a rift. But opening a rift is a bad thing. So if I keep the stone where it is, then I don't open the rift. I'm just trying to now see if I can get round the fact that it wants me to open a rift by completing the quests without needing to, in theory. Right? I can't remember exactly where we were, but we needed to do a few things to get to flux. to flux, I had to let the flux build up. And that was the only way then I could help reduce the flux. One thing I have found, though, is that these flux crystals have been growing, almost absorbing the energies. I've placed flux crystals because we gain flux crystals through the sifting process. So I've been gaining all different types of crystals, including the flux crystals. The flux crystals are now almost depleted. But let's see if it will work in the other area. If I can get some, can I get some, please? Can I get some flux crystals? Man, I thought I would have some left. Maybe I've used them all up. Yeah, I've got 66 left. Okay, let's not use all of them then. Let's use 32. Okay, so I've been placing these liberally around, including below the altar here. Right, I decided. Because it's slowly but surely they're growing and sorting things out and balancing the viz in the area, I hope. So I'll put them all up around here as well and all that kind of stuff. But let's have a look, right? So here we go up in flux, right? What are we on here? 278.2. So 278.2. Let's see. Put 1, 2, 3 down and still 278.2. Okay. Let's put a few more down here. And 174. Is that the same chunk though? 278.2 over here. And that's not really in this chunk, is it? So as soon as I come this way, this chunk has got 171. So if I put some down in this chunk over here, the 278.2, they all start as kind of like single ones, yeah? And does the flux go down any? I don't know. 278.2 is still remaining. I don't know if I will. It seemed like it brought it down a long way, or distributed it, or something. Maybe with the growth of these crystals. Maybe as these crystals grow, they absorb the flux to grow another. Like, these are all individuals, one per space, as it were. And when they grow, they crystallize the flux and get rid of it for me. Yeah, 177.2. So we've already got a reduction of 1. Let's hope that's how it works, yeah? So the reduction of flux, yeah, and then maybe, just maybe, if I break these from this region, as they're growing, they're taking more flux up. Look, there's multiples on one block over here. As they're doing that, as they're cleaning up the area, maybe they're reducing the flux levels. I'm on 187 over here. And once I've reduced it down to a certain amount, then maybe, just maybe, my viz will start coming back. Until then, I'm using this workbench over here with all of the surrounding regions, the surrounding clusters, all working together to help me get stuff sorted. But the other thing I'm hoping to do while doing my infusion crafting is maybe get a spillage. Maybe get an unstable spillage. And then have some kind of taint or flux on the ground that I can scan. And hopefully that's what I get. But for now, we'll just get rid of it as best we can with these crystals. And see how that happens over the long term. And try and do very little more arcane workbench crafting. We'll move on to infusion crafting. I think I've done almost everything I need arcane workbench wise. Yeah, I think I've done almost everything. This is kind of useless now because there's only 14 available. I pretty much can't make anything in here. I can avoid this though by taking the stand and going to another chunk somewhere else. Even if it's like going all the way over to Ego's chunks and doing it over there or whatever. As long as there's a viz in the air, I can get the materials and bring the stuff around and kind of move about the world a little bit to do my crafting. But here, this right here is where I want to do my infusion crafting. And there's a lot of questing that requires fusion crafting. So before we do all of that, there's this one last little one over here. A bucket of liquid death, right? I want to just get that one done. The last bit of alchemy type thing that I'm doing. I've unlocked almost all the alchemy now. Done almost all the alchemy, including this thing that gets rid of the flux. This thing that moves the essential around. But liquid death. We've got to get Alchemia, Mortis, and Pedicio. 20, 150. In order to make that work, and then throw a bucket in. So if I get a bucket and we put a bucket into here, that'll tell me the recipes that we got, right? I can either make a lava, which is easy enough, or I can make liquid death. So get rid of that, liquid death, which is going to require me to get all of this stuff close by. So I should, in theory, be able to just grab a jar. Let's grab one of these warded jars and some of these. There we go. Put a warded jar down this side, and then grab, what would it be? 20 of that. So I go around to where I need it, which is this one, 2 of those, and put 2 of those in there, and then that should go straight into this and fill that up. Then it's going to want me to take 100 of the mortise, which is over here, I think. And if I need to replace these, then I will recraft it. It's simple as that. Oh, here it is. It's right above. And I've got some spare here. So let's get... yeah, we'll get 10. I think I need of that. Okay. We'll put that in there. And then that will transfer across to here. And we've got that. And then we just get 50 Padicio, which should be in here around this side. Yeah. And while we're at it, I'll take some of that and put it in there because I wanted that one to be the next one. So we take 50 of that, or 5, put one back, 5 of those, and put that in there. And then that should auto-craft and be ready for me. Pop out a bucket of liquid death, please. I don't like the sound of liquid death, but I've made it now. Just like Mum used to make, and then we get rid of that. So that's the questing done for this side of things. What random reward do I get? 3 hoppers. Excellent. So I've done that side now. That's good. So I'm ready with the alchemy. The alchemy's done. This side, the advanced spelling. I really need to do that blank focus, don't I? There was a thing that we had very close to us here to get to the advanced focus. We had to make one of these blank lesser focuses. Blank advanced focus and the auramancy unlocks the next stage, but this is an advanced focus, a blank advanced focus. Is that exactly what I need? Yeah, blank advanced focus. So I'm going to need to just quickly do this on the infusion. Right, we need Ordo, Precantatio, Quicksilver, blank lesser focuses, and all that kind of stuff. The blank lesser focus was an Ordo in there, which I think we made a couple already. So we've got all that. We just need to get this machine started. And at the minute, it's not actually fully functional. I think, therefore I think that there is a Salus Mundus that I use for it. I think I just tap it with Salus Mundus. Let's see that. Throw a bit of Salus Mundus on it, and away we go. Whoa, yes. Awesome. Okay, and now that has reduced my flux down a little bit as well. Nice. Will it let me get more availability here? Maybe, maybe not. That doesn't really matter so much. Yeah, this is kind of familiar. You have things around it in an equal spacing. Symmetry is good for this particular thing. And whether it's stable or not is the other part of it. And then the recipe for that I was doing. We need some of those Ordo focuses. There's a blank lesser focus. Okay, and some silver thingies. We don't have any silver thingies at those. These are silver thingies. Don't have any silver thingies. Oh my days. Okay, so how do I get the silver? Quicksilver. Quicksilver. Quicksilver is simply smelting cinnabar ore. Oh yeah, ores. There's a point, right? So we get cinnabar ore. It would have been easier if I just put cinnabar in. Cinnabar ore, right? And also amber ore. Is there some amber ore in here? Yeah, amber bearing stone. Right? If we put the cinnabar ore in here, it will smelt down into quicksilver. Pretty quick as well. Pretty quicksilver. Yeah, we got that. Oh, speaking of which, these hoppers might actually be quite useful for this. So yeah, we got that. But this amber bearing stone, right? There's a little trick, and I've been using it just frequently, just recently. Let's see if I can get enough going on over here. That's probably enough for now. Maybe we'll get something. Because we've got Void Miner, we can do that very quickly and get this preserved curiosity and also rare earths, right? Preserved curiosity and rare earths. The preserved curiosities allow us to... Have I scanned it yet? No, I've never scanned it yet. Yeah, I've scanned all that. Oh, scanned the hopper. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, so those allow us to right-click it and we gain knowledge. So we just gain research knowledge every time we click on it. Just gains more and more towards our research tabs. Which is pretty cool, isn't it? So I like that. I like that a lot. And that was going on to here. So yeah, we've gained tons more of this observations. So I've got plenty of observations to get me through the rest of the Thaumcraft, I should think. I don't think I really need to worry about observations anymore because I've got loads of everything. Right, so speaking of crafting, I believe, and I'm not 100% sure on it, but I believe you could automate these by putting hoppers on. Now, one of the things that happens sometimes during infusing is stuff pops off. And the sooner you get it back on, the better. So I'm putting the item that I actually want on there as fast as possible in a hopper, which I'm putting a supply in. So we're going to have half of the quicksilver this side, and we're going to have the ender pearls that side, and we're going to have the other half of the quicksilver this side. Now, whether or not that is as symmetrical as it gets, it looks pretty symmetrical to me. Looks pretty symmetrical to me. And in the book for the crafting, it is indeed quicksilver, ender pearl, diamond with a blank focus in the middle. We do, however, need to make sure I've got 50 ordo and 25 precantatio, but apart from that, we're ready to go. So ordo, we've got 170 ordo and precantatio. Where were you? You were over here. Precantatio, yeah, over 200. So we should be fine to do our first infusion over here. So if I put that on there like that, right, that should then be the recipe correct and everything in working order. And then I'm supposed to tap it with my casting gauntlet, because it used to be a wand, didn't it? Yes, that's how we do it. So my first infusion. Okay, well, it's just kind of floating around a bit. Seems to be going pretty steady. Yeah, anything actually happening? I can't see it happening, but is it taking essence in? Okay, now it's doing it. I have to hit it again. Okay, excuse me. So now it's taking the essentia in from the various places until it's got enough. So it's taking the ordo in from that side. So you can pull it in automatically, this is good. And all of these blocks are within range, so they should always be able to pull in. Then it pulls in the actual items from the various sides. Very nice, very stable, and auto-replaced as well, of course. So now I can have this little focus. Thank you very much. And that has meant that I've done that final crafting and completed that area of Thaumcraft as well. And got a spawner changer. Excellent, thanks. Great. So now I think I'm going to work on these weapons and tools and get the collection of weapons and tools. I do think that this is a cool feature, though, for this casting thing. You put it on the table. Where's it gone? It's up there. Put it on there. And it allows me to take what I've got here and make spells. Make spells. Very cool, very cool. I'm not going to do it yet. I'm just going to leave that there. I'm just going to leave that there because why not? And get prepared. So now I'll need to take all of this stuff back out of here and off the tops there, so that I've got it available for next time. And the hoppers, I think, is a good idea for making sure that you don't ever run out of the stuff. However, the automation side of things would be much better. The automation of it, making it stable, would be nicer, I feel. But that'll do for now. So next up, we need to work on making all of these items. Now, this is Artifice. No, Arcane Fusion. So the elemental tools. In order to get that bit, I've got to make one of each Thaumium tool. So that's fairly simple. I think it's just basically vanilla. Let's get some sticks out of here. Basically vanilla. Let's get a stack of sticks. and make some thaumium. I've got a load of thaumium made up from earlier. So sticks, very simple. We'll have a shovel, we'll have an axe, and we'll have a pickaxe, we'll have a hoe, and what was the other one? That's 4, isn't it? What's the other thing that we're missing from that? Sword. Ah, sword. Okay. The one thing that vanilla sometimes forgets to make, because I normally make something better. There we go. Let's put that in there. So now we should have that unlocked. Yep, complete that. Okay, so now it's given me all of these recipes for all of these different things. So I've got to put those tools into a process now. Ordo, Petitio, rare earths and great wood planks, no problem. Viz, Terra, yeah, no problem. And yeah, no problem. Those rare earths, now I'm glad I've got them from breaking that amber bearing stone down. So there's lots of great planks involved. Great planks and rare earth in every single one of them. So I think I need to get that bit sorted first. So we'll go with the great planks, which we've got a plenty of here. And we'll pop them in on this side. So there's always the great planks. Right, and then we need some more of this amber bearing rock. And then we'll break all that down. Break all the amber bearing rock down. And then that should give me enough of this earth bearing stone, which I'll put in there. And then we've got the various different ordo and that. So we've got some ignis and so on to put in to fix that up. I'll be right back when I've done. Okay, well I think I'm all set. I've got enough of the crystals and all that to sort everything out. We're going to start with the thaumium hoe. Put that on there. Now we've got, we're doing the Petitio, and it also requires ordo, and they all require the great wood planks, and they all require this rare earths. I only managed to get 7 out of a stack, so it's fairly rare. Hence the name, rare earth. I guess it's fairly rare. So it's got everything that I need there, I believe. All I need to do now is make sure that I've got enough essentia for everything. So it's 30 herba, 30 ordo, 30 petitio, and negligible worries. So there's plenty of herba there. And do I have at least 30 there? I've got 120 of that, and 60 over this side, and over this side 190. So yeah, I do have everything I need. So I should be able to start this one and get a look at what's going on. Pulls all the essentia in. Very nice. Very stable. Excellent. Yeah. Lovely bit of crafting. No need to worry at all. Very, very stable. No need to upgrade anything around my base just yet. Although I do have the floor below growing crystals at the minute, but that can soon be able to swap this around. Okay. Done. Master the farmland. Okay, awesome. So now we've got the hoe of growth. That's great. Let's put that on the wall. Just there. Now we need to keep these ones where they are, but this one we need to swap over. And let's put in... Let's do the shovel next. So let's put in half of the terra, because I need the other half. Ordo out, half the terra in. There we go. And then we make sure that the shovel is okay. So the next one, the shovel, requires 30 fabrico, 60 terra. Okay. Well, 30 fabrico. Fabrico's over here. 30 fabrico, I've got plenty of fabrico. And 60 terra. I've got 20 there and 10 there. So I don't have enough terra. So I need another 30 terra. I'll take a little bit of this. Take 12 of those. Because why not? And take 12 of those. That's 24, yeah. Oh, I've got some here. I've got some here as well. Let's just put this really close to the altar. So it takes that first. There's 120 there. So yeah, actually, I'm fine. Let's just put that in there again. Yeah, I'm fine. So that should be good. Good to go. Boom. I need to put the shovel on first. That would help. Oh, man. This is like a little shopping list every time you do anything. It's really cool. I like it. I like the crafting. But it's a little shopping list. Every time you got to check that you got this, check that you got that, check that you got enough stuff. Otherwise bad things happen and it's really, really difficult to do in so much of a time. Let's empty those two out. Still waiting. I know, it's got enough. Ooh, it had a little bit of instability there because it was taking too long to get this stuff. It can take it from up there nice and easy, but it couldn't take it from down here so quickly. So it became slightly unstable. Okay, we've got a diggy hole sorted out. Awesome. What's that one? Let's put that over here out of the way. That's another quest completed. Now I've got to take this one out and let's put some aqua in. And the same over this side. Take this one out, put aqua in. Okay, now the aqua is for the axe, so let's put the axe in. There we go, and I should be able to take this away again now. In fact, I can take this one off and put that one up there. There we go, and then this one can be over here, out of the way. Right, so now let's just make sure we've got everything we need for the axe then. So the axe of the stream is pretty awesome. It needs 60 water, 30 herba. 60 water. We've got plenty of aqua. Yeah, we've got plenty of that, And herba. Yeah, we've got plenty of that too. Awesome. So far, so good. Nothing wrong. And it's using the same materials over here every time, which means the hopper just auto-refills for me, which makes it a nice, simple process to get it going. And make myself a lovely axe of the stream. Pretty stable. Take that herba. Take my herba. Where's it taking it from? It is taking it. Okay, it's finding it. Oh yeah, it's taking it from over there. And then the longer it lasts, the more unstable it becomes. But it's stable. Excellent. Alright, so there's that one. Put that one up there. And then, well, we've got two more to do, haven't we? So let's see. What are we missing now? Take that out. Put the air in. Take that out. Put the air in. And air should be for the sword of the Zephyr. Pop that on there. Right, so how much do we need for this one? Sword of the Zephyr. We need 30 air, 30 aversio, and 30 motus. So 30 air, I believe we're all good with air. Yeah, plenty of air. And those are going to be very similar. That's motus, 30 motus, yeah, 30 that, yes, no problem. So we should be good to go again. Very stable, off we go. As you can see, I put a couple of candles down. Not that it makes that much difference at this kind of level, because we're not really losing much or gaining much. It's becoming stable and staying stable for longer. It's got a loss of 0.2 even, so very little loss. So it's remaining stable all the way through the process almost, which is pretty epic. And then we got the Sword of the Zephyr. Awesome. And I'll put that up on the wall. If you're wondering what I'm doing with this is the Draconic Evolution method of placing items on the walls. I've got it defaulted to my key of P, and then you can just take it off. P is the key that I press to put it on the wall. P to put on the wall. Also, P doesn't do a lot for anything else, so I use P. And the last one will be the Ignis. And that will be for the pickaxe. Do the same again there. And put the pickaxe on. Almost completed all of the infusion crafting. Next then, let's see how much the pickaxe is going to cost me. 30 metal, 30 Sensius. So, plenty of Ignis. Sensius. I'm pretty sure I've got plenty of Sensius. Pretty sure. It's over there. Sensius. Yes, plenty of Sensius. And the other one was Metallum. Where did I put the Metallum? Ah, yeah, they've got loads of Metallum as well. So yeah, all good. Get going. Craft this final one up, and then I can pack it all away, and we've got all that sorted. I'm hoping that these are all clocking off as we go. Yes, they are. Last one, diggy diggy hole. And then we've almost completed Thaumcraft quests. Not completed Thaumcraft though. There's plenty more you can do with this stuff. I mean, going through and just completing one stage after another is simple enough. Means that the mod's simple progression, fun progression, fun ways to do things. Let's go and get this over here. Fun ways to do things, but it's more about the quests in this pack. This is a questing pack, and it's much more about the quests. So now we've got all of that done, and I can claim all of those rewards. Got some cool stuff. Okay, close that. So now the final ones for this side of things is down here. So I need a Golomancer's Bell, an Indectiture Servant, and a Think Tank, a Lamp of Growth, a Blowing Arcane Bellows, and a Turret Gun. All good stuff, I hope. So we're into Golomancy. I need a Control Seal, no doubt. Indentured Service, I think that'll be something there. And a Bell. It doesn't look like the Golem Bell is available yet. We might have to make some effort to go through a few other things. And yeah, I don't see anything else in there. The Lamp of Growth is over here, we can get that. The Automated Crossbow I can get through the Arcane Ears. I just need a Redstone Torch to get through that, to get into the Arcane Ear, to get into the Automated Crossbow. And the Bellows was also in there. I've already got the Bellows available. That's a simple crafting, that's not even an arcane crafting, that's just use the Arcane Workbench. So I should be able to get a few of those done before next episode. But for today, folks, that is all we've got time for. Thank you all very, very much for watching. Don't forget to check the links down below and check out my Patreon, please. Thank you very much if you could. That would be awesome. We might be finishing Stoneblock 2 very soon as well. We're getting very close to the end of. Maybe we'll get it done before the end of the month. Maybe even the end of the week. That is the end of the month. So yeah, that might work. I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.